Yo, do you guys want to see something crazy? Check this shit out. This just happened while I was randomly messing about with my little bit of software. I've made it so I can load vector images, right? So any vector image I can load in. So I've loaded in this skull. Right. He is pretty cool just as a vector. There's no denying that. He is pretty dope. But that's not the cool part. It is cool being able to load vectors in. It was a massive pain in the ass to get working, but that's irrelevant. What's cool is if I add a colour, let's add red, right? First, check this out. Check out what difference it makes. Red. That in itself is pretty cool, right? But it gets cooler. So I can add one of my effects to it. I'm going to add this filled mix. And I'm going to go from 0.2 to 0, right? You don't need to know what those numbers mean. I'm just doing a quick one to show you some cool stuff. If I add this event, it'll start, you'll see. You'll see. You won't actually see because I didn't set a beat. I want to go on the beat. Now you'll see. There we go. So now it's pulsing to the beat, right? That in itself is pretty cool. So then we're going to change the brightness. That's what this fulcrum is. It's actually the brightness. And we're going to make that get brighter and darker to the beat as well, just because that may potentially be cool. Let's see what that does. Need to give it a second to key up the events. So the timing's actually off on that. It's doing it the wrong way around. So we want this to be like from 1 to 0. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't, I'll reset it to the skull. 1 to 0 should work. I mean, that is pretty cool too. That's the thing. Ever since I started loading vectors, it became really weird. I think I've put that a bit too high. Maybe I should put that at like 0.7. Let's try that. That might settle it down a bit. Even 0.7 might be too high. But we'll see. .7 is still too high. Let's scrap that, bring back the skull. Let's add, we'll do the brightness first, right? If I go fulcrum 1 from 0.5 to 0.6, what does that look like? Not enough. How about 0.2 to 0.6? Better, better. How about 0.1 to 0.5? How about 0.1 to 0.4? Let's try that, but we'll reload it first. Because if you get too many events chained on top of each other, it starts behaving weird. So every beat we want to go from 0.0, let's say, why not, to 0.4. Let's try this. Still too bright. 0.2 maybe? I get the feeling it's actually getting brighter. Maybe I want to be like, maybe I want to be like 1 to 0.6. Let's try that. It might be reversed. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Let's do the filled mix again. Let's go from 0.2 to 0. Cool. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Then I could do some other stuff to it, but the only other one I really want to show off is this one. And it's going to totally mess with it, so I'm going to save this because I like it. Check this shit out. I can add distortion, right? So I'll just add a little bit of distortion, just a little bit. No big deal. And we should see it appear. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do is, I already have the technology in place, mostly, to distort that using the microphone. So when I yell into it, I'll be able to increase the distortion. And that will be wicked. So if I keep upping the distortion, you really start to see the skull freak out. See that? He's going a little mental. If we up it to 3, it should really start to flip. Right? Then we can do something crazy, like crank it up to 6. If I crank it up to 6, it's probably going to be barely distinguishable. But we'll see. There it goes. You can still kind of tell. Let's go hardcore. Let's crank it up to 15, see what happens. Might crash my software. Might do something I've never seen before. Let's find out. There we have it. It went way too crazy. You can see these two teeth don't actually distort that much. Maybe I should change my distortion code a bit, because it doesn't distort near the center. That's what that is. So move this about, shrink it down. Then we could, just for shits and giggles, I need to actually make a vector loader. Currently I only have like test vector and I fill it with different vectors. But we could take this guy. We could well, if we colour this guy a different colour, like maybe orange, door hinge, it's from Monkey Island, then we could place them on top of each other like so. It'd be a bit better if the red skull was on the front, not the back, but you do what you can. That being said, let's see what it would look like if that was the case. So what I can do is I can go here and I can go to shapes, open with Notepad. If I just swap these around, we should, if I load that again, that's what it looks like with it on front. So I can use this effect for a lot of stuff. I mean, that is just super creepy, but also really cool. But we can do other stuff with it as well. I just want to mess about with this a little bit more. I want to up the fulcrum on this. I think if this was going every 2 BPM, that might be quite cool. Let's see that. Then we can drag that guy on top again. Need to try and match up the teeth. And there we have something. I mean, I think it's cool. It's just a test vector that I pulled off the internet, the skull. But applying my effects to it's pretty neat. So the plan is, if I can apply other effects to it, come up with new effects, then this could be pretty dope, because already I'm seeing kind of wickedness there. But that's all. I just wanted to show off this because it's awesome. And that's me for now. Adios, guys.